What the fuck just happened? Top of the fourth inning, bases loaded, 1 out. Max Muncy at the plate facing Brewers righty Quinn Priester. Muncy connects on a 1-0 cutter that goes to deep center field, where Brewers Gold Glove center fielder Sal Frelick sprints back to his right and chases the ball down. He makes a leaping attempt to catch it and rob Muncy of what would have been a grand slam, but he can't complete the catch. The ball bounces out of his glove and hits the yellow padding on the wall, goes back into his glove. His Brewers hat flies off his head to the ground. That's when left field umpire Chad Fairchild immediately signaled safe on the play, and because of that, no out was recorded by Frelick in center, and Frelick catches the ball on the deflection without even realizing it had struck the wall. That's when Brewers shortstop Joey Ortiz, he gets in a position in the outfield to act as the cutoff man and listen to second baseman Bryce Terang, who realized what had happened in center field. He was paying attention to Teoscar Hernandez at third base. He yells to Ortiz to relay the ball home to Contreras at the plate. And then Hernandez at third, he initially had tagged up and started to come home, but then he stutter steps, he hesitates, he retreats back to the bag at third base before committing to going home and trying to score at the plate. That slight hesitation results in him arriving late at home. Contreras catches the ball, his foot's on home plate. That's where they record the second out of the inning. Meanwhile, Will Smith is on second base and Tommy Edman was at first. Both began to advance before retreating back to their original bases. And Muncy, he runs to first base. He doesn't know what's going on. He thinks he might have hit a home run. All were completely confused. All were unsure if Frelick had made the catch. Then William Contreras, he astutely jogs up the third baseline and stepped on the bag to force Will Smith out to end the inning. So it was one of the most unusual double plays you'll ever see. It was originally ruled an 8-6-2 fielder's choice ground out. How rare was that? It was the first 8-6-2 double play in postseason history. In fact, the last 8-6-2 double play in the regular season was back on April 16, 2004, in an afternoon game between the Cubs and the Reds at Wrigley Field. Cubs slugger Sammy Sosa hit a ball to Red center fielder Ken Griffey Jr. The kid caught the fly ball and started a double play that included Todd Walker being out at the plate. And this was such an improbable play. It would have been a home run at Dodger Stadium. It would have been a home run at 9 ballparks in Major League Baseball. And the projected distance of Muncy's fly ball was 404 feet. That marked the second longest for any ball in play, resulting in a double play in the StatCast era dating back to 2015. So it was a confusing play. It was an unusual play. But the truth is that it did not matter what happened to that ball after Sal Frelick made contact with it. As soon as that ball hits the glove, Teoscar Hernandez has to be ready to tag up and go home. Dino Ebel has to communicate that to him. The main issue here was that Teoscar did not just go home. Had Teoscar just treated that like a routine sac fly and not even worry about what happened after the fact, he would have scored easily. He would have been in the dugout. He would have been celebrating the first run of the game. Instead, the hesitation, going back to the bag, and then Will Smith and Tommy Edman being confused on it as well, that hurt the play. And so the real winners on this play, one, Sal Frelick for the tremendous effort to keep that ball in play. It didn't go off the padding, and for it to roll back in front of him, that really allowed him to make that catch after the deflection. And even though it wasn't ruled a catch, it was able to stay in his glove so he could make a play and hit the cutoff man. Most cases, that bounced off the wall, and the attempt by the center fielder, he's in the air. That's rolling forward, and 2 runs are scoring, 3 runs are scoring potentially. We could see Muncy at second or third, depending on how that ball plays. Instead, the fact that it took that fortuitous bounce into Frelick's glove, and you also had Terang have the presence of mind to inform Joey Ortiz to go home, and then really the real winners in this go to William Contreras for jogging over to third to get that force out, and then The big winner is left field umpire Chad Fairchild for making the right call in real time. Umpires take a lot of heat. They take a lot of flack. So you got to give him credit for making the right call in that situation. And if you're the Dodgers, you want better base running. Teoscar Hernandez is not known for his base running, and Dino Ebel needs to communicate better. Having said that, it was the first 8-6-2 double play in postseason history in real time. Tough to pick up. You got to cut them a little bit of slack, but still you want them to do better and make sure that they're ready for those situations. This is an organization that prides themselves on being prepared and having all the information, and that certainly was a blunder right there. But it doesn't matter how many baseball games you've seen. They say that you're going to see something in a baseball game that you'll never see. Okay. So you got to give him credit for making the right call in that situation. And like I said, it was the first 8-6-2 double play in postseason history. They say that in a baseball game, it doesn't matter how many you've seen, sometimes you're going to see something you've never seen before, and that was certainly a prime example of play that is extremely rare. We'll see it again sometime, but it's been a while, and who knows if we'll ever see it again in a postseason game. It was a long, long out, but here was Max Muncy and Dave Roberts talking about the play after the game.
Yeah, man, I got to do a better job. I got to stay out of the little play right there. No, in all seriousness, he made an incredible play in center field. As for what happened after that, I'm not really sure. I'm still kind of confused as to what all went down. I haven't seen any of the replays yet, but you come out of that at bat feeling good that you at least get one run on a sac fly. I felt like I hit it good enough that it had a chance, and then you come away with nothing. Double play. It's definitely the worst fielder's choice double play I've ever hit into in my life. I mean, I didn't see anything, to be honest. I saw it go off his glove, and then after that, it was kind of, you're hoping that maybe it bounced off the back wall because it's right on top of the wall there. You're not entirely sure exactly what's happening, and then just the way it all went down, very unfortunate. Just a tough situation, yeah.
It happened fast. I didn't know he didn't catch it, to be quite honest. We go over that rule. Teo knows the rule. I think right there he just had a little bit of a brain fart, appreciating that when it does hit the glove, you can tag there, but then he tagged, did it correctly, then saw, he didn't catch it and went back, and that was the mistake. But he owned it, and, after that, there's nothing else you can do about it.
And then today in Milwaukee, Teoscar Hernandez, he talked about the play.
It was one of those plays that if you would have asked me 2 days ago, what would you do in these situations, I would have said, as soon as the ball touched the glove, I would go. But in the moment, I got blocked, I think, and there's not an explanation. I just fucked that up. It's that simple. I don't think there's going to be any explanation that it's going to be accurate. I saw it when the ball hit the glove. I went, and then I saw it bounce it off the glove, and I just react bad. And, one of those moments that you block your mind. But, yeah, it's there's nobody to blame but myself. And it happens.
So give him credit. He said it himself. He effed up. And I see, and so give Teoscar credit. He said it himself. He effed up. And I'm sure Dino Ebel will probably want to communicate more with Will Smith from everything I was told. And then, so give Teo credit. He stepped up there in the end. So give Teo credit. He said it himself. He effed up. It was a bang-bang play. It was an improbable, unusual play. Dino Ebel, from everything I was told, is that he was communicating with Teo, but he needs to communicate with Will Smith as well to tell him what to do in that situation. I've seen a lot of people online, by the way, asking, why isn't this a home run? Why wasn't it a grand slam for Max Muncy? Should have been a home run. Well, every ballpark has their own ground rules, and if you look at the ground rules for the American Family Field in Milwaukee, go all the way to the bottom. There's a lot of bullet points, but there's one that says all yellow lines are in play. So the ball has to go over the yellow line, has to still get past. It was not a home run. Doesn't matter if it lands on top of the yellow line. hits the O-line, it's still in play. So that's not an argument. That's not a debate. That is just what it is. Those are the rules in Milwaukee. My name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMac_LA. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification button, hit the like button for your Los Angeles Dodgers and for your LA sports. And you can definitely subscribe to the LA Sports Report for all the best Dodgers breakdowns in the game. You're going to find it over here, my Dodgers Nation fam. That's where you'll find content like this here at the LA Sports Report. And until next time, I'm out. LA is the sports capital of the world. The Lakers have entered their Luka Doncic era. LeBron doesn't just want a farewell tour, he wants a farewell title. The Rams are going to win the Super Bowl. Go, Kings, go! The Dodgers are the best run franchise in all of professional sports. Shohei Ohtani is the GOAT. Steve Ballmer will do anything to get the Clippers a championship. Mick Cronin has to win a national championship at UCLA. Justin Herbert is a top 5 quarterback in this league. College football is just better when USC is good. This whole city has the Mamba mentality. I love LA.
Live from the heart of Los Angeles, this is the LA Sports Report with your host, Doug McKain.
So find us over on YouTube. It's LA Sports Report. We're going live Monday through Friday and shows on the weekends. It's LA Sports 24/7, 365. You know I'm loyal to the soil, not just Dodgers, but Lakers, Rams, Chargers, USC, UCLA, Kings, Clippers. If they're talking about it in the world of LA sports, we'll be covering it at the LA Sports Report. You know I'm loyal to the soil. Join the LA Sports Report now.